What's up guys, welcome back to the channel for a new video. Today let's talk about the BetaFPV 95X with a naked GoPro or with the Insta360 Go. First impression, I'm completely in love with this drone. And the first thing I want to talk to you about is the camera. So when you order this drone, it comes with the Calyx Nebula camera. So I already talked about this camera in some of my previous reviews. The quality is really bad. I can understand why they're setting it with this camera because it's a bit lighter than the original Vista camera. It's like 8 grams difference and it's also cheaper. But I would love to have the choice to choose when I want to buy this drone, to choose between the Nebula or the original Vista camera, because the difference is just so huge. And trust me, your eyes will thank you to have the original Vista camera. So for those of you who don't know the difference, here is some footage taken with the Nebula camera. So here is what you see inside your goggles when you're flying. And trust me, it's really hard when you're flying inside a forest, for example. And as you can see, the difference between the shadows and the highlight is really harsh. And here is some footage taken with the original Vista camera, which is the same as the air unit. And if you compare them side by side, you can clearly see the difference it makes. So I recommend you to change this camera like I did. It's a bit more money, but you're gonna feel really more comfortable when flying to have the original Vista camera, trust me. Now let's do a quick tour about what's inside the box if you order it. You have the drone itself, it's a BNF version and it's an HD version with the Calyx Vista for the DJI FPV system. An Insta360 Go mount, a GoPro naked mount, both are 15 degrees mounts. You can print 25 degrees mount if you want. You can find the STL files on BetaFPV website for both mounts. Then you have a case for the naked GoPro, which is the V2 of the case, the backboard for the naked GoPro, which is also a new version because the first version had some issues, but now everything is working perfectly. A spare of props by GameFan, the D63 3 blades props, one screw pack and one USB Type-C connector. For those of you who are into specs, here are the specs of the drone, the AFC, the ESC. You can put pause on the video and make a screenshot if you want. I want to talk to you about the weight of the drone also with the naked GoPro, with the Insta360 Go, with different batteries that you can use with it. The drone itself without nothing on it is 121 grams with the Vista camera and 113 grams with the Nebula camera. Then it's 178 grams with a 450 mAh battery on it, which are the recommended batteries for this drone. Then it's 204 grams with a battery and the naked GoPro and 196 grams with Insta360 Go and a 450 mAh battery. Talking about batteries, I choose to try the 450 mAh batteries and also the 650 mAh batteries. And with the 450 batteries, I were capable to fly around 2 minutes 30, 3 minutes, but mostly 2 minutes 30. They announced 3.5 minutes, but I never flew like this with the 450 mAh batteries, and I tried both from Tattoo Airlines and from BetaFPV batteries, so both are the same in terms of flight time. But with the 650 mAh batteries, I'm able to fly around 4 minutes, so it's so much better. It's time to talk about the naked GoPro or the Insta360 Go. Which one to choose? For those of you who don't know what is a naked GoPro, here is a full GoPro with the case and everything like a normal GoPro, and here is a naked GoPro. So it's clearly more lighter and you don't need to take batteries anymore because the power is from the drone itself. When you connect the battery of the drone, it's gonna provide power to the GoPro. So if you are into really in-depth filmmaking, you want to make really nice videos and edit them, etc., it's clearly better to have a naked GoPro, but it's also more work because you need to make your GoPro naked, and some of you can be scared of doing that, and I can understand. But if you just want to fly and post on Instagram, for example, or even for YouTube, but you don't care about editing and you just want to have fun and have some great footage, you can clearly just use the Insta360 Go because it's a really great camera. It's really light also. For example, here are my AirPods and here is the Insta360 Go. When you compare them side by side, it's almost the same, and the box looks like AirPods box. Really easy to travel with this. It's different because here you need to charge it and you can record 5 minutes, but you can fly just 4 minutes maximum, or just a little bit more than 4 minutes with 650 mAh batteries, so it's enough. The good things about the Insta360 Go is that you can directly edit from your phone to put on Instagram stories, for example, or even for some posts, or even for YouTube, but you can directly edit the footage from your phone. When you're on a trip, you can charge it with an external power bank, so it's really good. To be honest, I really love it because you can really get some insane creative shots with the Insta360 Go. A GoPro Naked, it's a lot more work, it's more fragile. If you want to know how to make your GoPro naked, you can find 2 different tutorials in description. It's not that hard, it takes like 30 minutes to me to do it, and I did it correctly the first time, but you need to be precise and do it slowly, because if you break something, you're gonna lose like more than $200. If you're scared about that, I recommend you to go for the Insta360 Go. To be honest, it's really nice all the possibilities that you have with this. And of course, you can also find a link in description if you want to buy the Insta360 Go. Now it's time to tell you the prices of this package. If you're using the DJI remote controller, the price is $279.99, 236.68 euros. And if you want the Crossfire version like me, because you're using another controller than the DJI one, it's $304.99 or 257.82 euros. Without the GoPro Naked and without the Insta360 Go, of course. So my conclusion about this tiny drone is that it's much better than a CINEWHOOP, for example, because I really love my Skirt or my Bumblebee, but it's different. They are more bigger. Batteries are also more bigger. You know, it's different. You need to take the full GoPro with different batteries. And here with the BetaFPV 95X, it's so small, and you don't need to bring some batteries for the GoPro with you, or you can just use the Insta360 Go. Like I said, with that size you can go in some crazy gaps. That's why I really love it, and the flight time is almost the same as my CINEWHOOPs. If you want to travel light, it's so much better. For example, when I want to go out with my 5-inch, I'm always gonna bring with me my BetaFPV now. Even if I want to take a lot of batteries, they are so small compared to the one of my CINEWHOOPs, as you can see, and it flies really great. But like a CINEWHOOP, when it's windy, it's not recommended to use it. It's gonna move a lot, and it's the inconvenience of tiny drones is that when it's windy, it's quite hard to fly with it. But at the same time, they are not made to fly in high windy conditions. They are more made to fly inside forest or inside bando. I'm completely in love with this drone, and I highly recommend you to get one, even if it's your first drone. And I forgot to mention that the weight of this drone is under 250 grams, so you don't need to register your drone. You can just buy it and fly without any papers, so it's great. Back at the studio, guys, because I forgot to mention something really important if you want to get the best out of your naked GoPro. It's filters. Because we all know how important it is to have filters when you want to make cinematic footage. On my full GoPro I use filters too, and even on my Mavic or things like that. So filters are a must-have for cinematic video. And you don't always need a filter for this type of drone, because when you're flying inside the forest, for example, you don't have to put a filter. But when you're flying outside in a park or things like that during a bright day, you need filter. You can find on the BetaFPV website an ND16 for the naked GoPro. It's a really great filter. The only problem for me is that they only have the ND16, and sometimes I don't need a strong filter like that. I want to have an ND8, ND4, or even ND32 if I plan to shoot during really snowy conditions. So it's a bit of a downside, but you can still buy some filters for the Mavic 2 Zoom who fits perfectly on the naked GoPro. Here you can buy the one from PolarPro or from DJI. By the way, I want to thank PolarPro again, because they always taking care of me when I need filters for my drones or my GoPros or things like that. So thanks a lot, got PolarPro for all those filters for the Mavic 2 Zoom, which I use with my naked GoPro. And if you want to check out my GoPro settings, you can click here. The only thing we change here is that when I'm flying inside forest or things like that, I'm going from bright to shadows, I put my minimum ISO to 100 and maximum ISO to 400. It's the only difference compared to those settings. And the last point about the naked GoPro and the filter is that you need to put it really correctly, because instead of that you're gonna have like those kind of vignetting around the corner even after putting your footage into real steady. At the beginning I didn't put them correctly, so I had this kind of vignetting or reflection of the filters when I was flying, so I was not really happy with this. And then I found that I just needed to push hard the filter inside the naked GoPro to touch those black area. So just be careful to put the filter correctly on the naked GoPro, so don't hesitate to push it hard and be careful about your naked GoPro. That's it for this video. Like I said, I really love this tiny drone. It's really incredible, so don't hesitate to buy it, guys. You have all the link in descriptions for the drone, filters, everything in description. Don't hesitate if you have also some questions about it or about how it flies. You can DM me on Instagram. I will reply with pleasure, so don't hesitate, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to support my channel, and hit that bell to receive a notification for my next videos. Thanks again, guys, and I hope to see you soon. Salut!